Hello and welcome to Rick's Garage. So today we are doing a little bit of DIY painting. See you in a moment. So yes, welcome back to the channel. As I say, today we are doing a little bit of DIY painting because today I'm going to repaint the slam panel on my Alfa Romeo V6 plus a couple of other bits. Now the thing is, when it comes to repainting the slam panel, I know, truth be told, probably the best way to do it would be to get it sent away and powder coated. But the thing is, with some jobs, I just want to do as much as possible myself. It's more of a pride and enjoyment thing. I want to be able to stand back, no matter how small it might be, and just say, yeah, I did that. I just want to do as much as possible myself. Even if it doesn't turn out, if it doesn't look great, I'd rather just try it first because that's just the way I am. I just want to do as much as possible myself. So that's what we're doing today in this episode. Now, lots of people do this. They repaint the slam panel and put new stickers on, and that is what we're going to be doing today. So stay tuned. I'm going to show you as much detail as possible as usual. Let's see how it turns out. Let's get stuck in. So yes, as you can see before you, I have the slam panel and also the fuse or relay tray. The relay tray is looking a little bit corroded, so we're going to dismantle that today. Underneath there you can see we've got the alarm siren as well. I've also got little associated brackets, a couple of which aren't really going to feature much in this episode, but yeah, the main focus is the slam panel. Now as you can see, it is quite dusty, but there's also quite a lot of corrosion as well. I mean, I'm struggling to pick up the bits of corrosion on the camera, but yeah, the job today, we're going to rub it down as much as possible and we're going to give it a lick of paint. Now these stickers, we're going to peel those off. Once again, they don't look too bad on the camera, but they are a little bit scruffy, and we're going to apply new stickers. So the first thing I'm going to focus my attention on is the relay tray, because that is the worst piece. Now I'm not going to do too much talking in this video, guys. I'm just going to let the video roll. Here we go, let's get stuck into it. So upon disassembly, you may notice, yes, I've got a little bolt missing from my alarm siren. Not a problem, I'll just have to replace that. I doubt I'm going to find a proper replacement, but I'll just have to make my own. It's not a problem. So onto the slam panel. And the first job is to remove the stickers. Now normally stickers of any kind are an absolute swine to remove, especially ones which are 20 years old, but to be honest, I was pleasantly surprised because these come off pretty much in one piece. Now you may be thinking to yourself that these stickers aren't in too bad a condition, and I suppose you would be right, but in person they are looking a little bit rough. But to be honest, for the price of them, I just thought, you know, you might as well just replace them and have it looking super fresh. Now as for the paint, you know, it's only when I start wire wheeling this you will notice all the paint flicking off, which is flaked and rusted underneath. But yeah, it really is in a poor state, to be honest. Now off with this rubber piece. Those are just held on by some plastic rivets. Just pinch those together and push them out, and that comes off very easily. Okay, so the hard work commences, and the first stage to de-rust this panel is to wire wheel. And as I say, it's only once to start this you begin to realise how much corrosion there was underneath the paint. Now obviously I'm not going to take this entire thing back to bare metal because that would just be way too time consuming, and to be honest it just isn't needed. I'm just going to wire wheel it, get all the rust off, and then I'm going to take a little bit of sandpaper to it just to make everything smooth, and then I'm just going to go ahead and give it a lick of paint. So with the wire wheeling stage done, I'm moving on to the sandpaper, and the sandpaper I'm using here is the 320 grit. It's just to give the whole panel a bit of a key, and as I say, it's to smooth out all the areas where the corrosion was, where the paint has now been removed. I just need to blend it all in, smooth it all out, if that makes sense. So onto the relay holder. Now this thing was a little bit too corroded for the wire wheel to handle, so I broke out my grinder with the flappy sanding disc. Obviously this makes light work of it, straight back to bare metal, and following this I then use some sandpaper once again. So there you go guys, that is everything completely de-rusted, wire wheeled, rubbed down, prepped and ready for paint. Now yes, I do spray inside my garage, only small items, and obviously overspray is a little bit of a problem, but I have a cover over the entire car and everything else that I can cover up in the garage. Now that is a shower curtain that you see in the background that I use for spraying against. Once again, it just works for me. Now as you can see, what I'm doing before painting, one of the most important things, I am cleaning and degreasing all the parts with some panel wipe. Okay, so everything is now cleaned off, degreased and ready to paint. So what paint am I going to be using? Well, this may surprise one or two people, but I'm going to use simple old Hammerite. Yep, I told you, you may be a little bit surprised. Now, I was going to use conventional paint and lacquer, but then I thought of the Hammerite, and everything that I have used with this stuff has, you know, everything I've sprayed using this stuff rather has held up very, very well. And for the slam panel, I think the finish is going to look very, very nice. It's very quick, simple, easy to use. I don't need to use primer. I don't need to use any kind of top coat or lacquer. I can just spray it direct to metal. And as I say, this stuff is very, very user friendly. For the slam panel, I think it's going to, you know, be a perfectly adequate paint to use. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. It'll look fantastic, I promise. Now, as you would expect guys, this video is edited, but in total I applied 3 coats to these pieces, this one being the first coat, and as you can see it doesn't cover the pieces completely. Now don't be tempted to apply one big thick heavy coat in an attempt to try and cover everything completely. Just apply one thin coat followed by a second, and then your third coat being the heaviest one. You'll get there in the end. Personally, I left 15 minutes between each coat, and as you can probably see here guys, I'm not sticking to any particular spray pattern. Hammerite spray is very user friendly, and to be honest, it's very easy to apply. Okay, so we've got some nice new hardware to go on this panel, and as you can see, here's the nice new stickers. So let's get everything reassembled. So now that the Hammerite paint is dry, as you can see, the finish is glossy, but it's not overly glossy. It's somewhere in the middle between gloss and satin, if that makes any sense at all. Probably not, but personally I think it looks pretty factory. I'm happy the way it came out. Now let's remember here guys, this isn't in pursuit of perfection, this is just a DIY job. It's all about taking pride in doing it yourself and just enjoying doing it. Now for anybody who wants to know, I purchased these stickers through Totally Alpha. I've bought countless parts from Totally Alpha, always a nice clean transaction and a very professional service. I will put a link in the description for these. So there you go, now all completely reassembled and looking much tidier than how they started out at. Now I would love to fit these back onto the car today, but I'm going to save that until next time, because next time in the next episode we are going to completely finish the reassembly of the engine bay. So you can look forward to that, and for now I'm just going to admire these on the bench in my garage. So there you go guys and girls, that is the slam panel and the relay tray now freshly repainted. Is it perfect? No, but personally I'm very pleased the way it turned out. Yes, it wouldn't have cost much to get it sent off and powder coated, but that isn't the point. I want to stand back one day when this engine bay and the whole car is complete and just say, yeah, I did that, including the slam panel, and that's all it is. It's a pride thing, but on top of that I just really enjoy doing jobs and little projects just like this. So I hope you'll agree with me in saying that it looks pretty good, to be fair. Fresh new stickers on and ready to go. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching this episode. Please do tune in next time, because I promise you we are going to completely finish this project on the engine bay. It's time to get this thing back on the road. So as always guys, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.